You've clicked the button. We are live.
Clicked upon. You're live. I don't even know if we. Oh yeah. We've seen the little live thing. We just wait for a comment because we are live. If anybody is going to be joining us, if you could give us a quick hello and tell us that you can hear us and see us okay. We're watching that in a minute, and we're a little bit early anyway, so just give it a minute or so. Has been a bit laggy, but Nixie, there you go. Can you hear us all right, Flower? Belting. Happy days. It's not showing any viewers, but here we go. Anyway, good evening, folks. Welcome to the Avernus Biker Lifestyle channel. I'm Dave Keith. We've got a bit of a special one this evening. We've first time we've done a live. So I thought I'd kick it off in style and do a bit of an interview styley thing. Just to give you a bit of a background about this channel, if you're new, you're just popping by. This channel predominantly is about biker lifestyle, but also the second part of it is how you can earn money to fund your biker lifestyle. So to kick off the proceedings, for our live broadcast, what I'm going to do is introduce Mike. I've known Mike down for a long time now. We've got a bit of history together, so I won't waffle on. I'll hand you over to him and let him tell you about himself. Mike, welcome to the Biker Lifestyle channel.
You all right, mate? How's it going?
Absolutely tremendous.
Yeah. So I'm Mike, nerdy biker. Come here today to have a chat with Dave, who, you know, like you just said, we've known each other for quite a while now, so it's mostly just going to be a bit of banter and whatnot, and see where we go from there. No doubt there'll be a bit of piss taking involved somewhere along the line.
Absolutely. And then just say, can she be a nerdy biker? Yeah, no. So, Mike, tell us a bit about yourself, your background. Where do you come from? And obviously, for the benefit of everybody watching, what do you do for a living? Why nerdy biker? How did that come about?
Yeah. So basically, nerdy biker is what describes me in 2 words. To be perfectly honest, I'm a biker in the Northwest. Really into a lot of different nerdy stuff, like all sorts of different bits and bobs. I'm into different sci-fi, such as Star Trek, Star Wars, Battlestar Galactica, Firefly, that sort of thing. Also into a lot of different various video games, mostly RPGs. It's what I tend to enjoy playing. And then the biker side of it, mostly about 90% of my life is motorbikes. All my mates have got bikes. I'm in a motorcycle club. My job is motorbikes as well, because I'm actually a motorcycle salesman. That's what I do for a living. So go to work, I'm around bikes. I come home, I'm around bikes. Ride to work every day as well. So I'm 365 days a year on the bike, regardless of the weather. I jump on the bike and off I go. And that's basically how I see it, being a nerdy biker.
Yeah, tremendous. I suppose I'm aware of a lot of bikers that are kind of nerds, a lot of which probably wouldn't admit it. It's not necessarily something that you would relate to the stereotype. Obviously, a lot of people have got the stereotype of bikers being big, roughy, tufty villains and all that lot. And obviously, I don't have to tell you, we both know, and probably a lot of people who'd be watching this know that that is about as far away. I'd say in the main, that's as far away from what actually happens as you can get. So I think you've hit probably a bit of a niche there for nerdy bikers. So fair play to you. Obviously,
well, you say both me and you as well. Both as bikers are you know, me more than you, but nerdy as well. You know, even yourself, you do fit the description a little bit sometimes as a bit of a nerd with some of the things that you're into too. Again, you know, fitting the biker thing, what you just said, you're not one that tends to scream and shout about it. You know, you do enjoy Star Wars and that sort of stuff, but you'd never catch you doing what I do and wearing a Star Wars hat or T-shirt or anything like that when you go down the pub on a Friday night, you know.
I'm the epitome of high fashion.
If you say so, yeah.
Obviously, we're in the middle of this horrible COVID-19 thing at the minute, and we're all on lockdown, and everybody's. I know obviously there's more important things in the world going on, but everybody's feeling the pinch because they can't get out on the bikes, and it's pretty bleak, obviously. What are your top tips for crushing lockdown boredom?
Yeah. Well, what I've been doing, which I find really helps for me, start a new TV show, something like that. Something you've been meaning to watch but never had the time. I've recently started watching NCIS, which there's a lot of that. I think it's on something like 16, 17 seasons, something like that. So I've been watching that going from the very beginning. It's something I've always meant to watch, but always thought it was a bit daunting because of how long it is and how much of it there is to watch. So I've given that a go, and then also something a little bit lighter, watching Pokemon from the start as well.
Yeah.
So why not? We've got plenty of time on our hands.
If there was a scale of 1 to 10, or as far as nerd is concerned, I mean, I know. I know it's you are exactly what it says on the tin kind of thing, but from a scale of 1 to 10, you're probably at about a 27, aren't you? To be fair.
yeah, probably, yeah. But starting a new TV series, it can be anything really. You could even go back and watch something completely different. It doesn't matter what it is. There's a wide variety of things out there on all the streaming services. Obviously, we don't need to mention which ones they are because everybody knows them. Yeah. But there's something for everyone on them. So start something you've been meaning to watch. Start from the beginning. As well, it's a little bit nerdy. I've started a couple of video games again from the start. Recently got a new game, Final Fantasy VII Remake. Started that. Currently on about 90 hours worth of gameplay on that. Going for a completionist on there, which again, massive nerdy thing to do. You get an RPG, you go out and you do everything. You do the lot. It's one of those things that I do. But as well as I've got Spyro on there as well, which is just a little bit relaxing when you've got a big bad boss kicking your ass and you're getting a bit stressed out about it. You can go and be a little cartoon dragon and run around and fly around and torch some sheep. Yeah.
This is why I quit my job. Yeah. So, have you ever heard of Jack Daniels and pornography?
I do that as well. Yeah.
That is. I don't know. It all in, honestly. I genuinely don't know, because I get what you're saying about the watching the box set things and all the rest of it. I've just finished watching that Another Life. It's like a sci-fi kind of thing on Netflix. That was pretty cool. I can certainly understand where you're going with that. So obviously back to the biker side of things, because this is equally, if not so more important in my book. But there you go. Obviously, we've done quite a few rallies together on that as well. But what is your number one favourite rally of all time?
See, it's a tricky one. That I can't really pin down one, but it's two. Bit of a cheat answer there, But the first rally I ever did, it was the Ragnarok rally, which is in Silloth, just south of Scotland. Did that which was my first ever rally. I passed my bike test in the May, and we went to that in the June. So I hadn't even had my license a month, and we was jumping on the bikes and heading up to Silloth from the northwest, from Chorley. That was a lot of fun. I remember being chased around by Vikings and that sort of thing as well, which was a good laugh. Yeah. And then other than that as well, Pill Rally a few years ago, you and I both went to that together. And the standout moment on that is, how can you get away with someone's wife stripping you naked in a tent? You can't get away with that anywhere else. And it was your wife.
It was my wife, yeah, and she's still got the video. But to be fair, I don't think there's a man alive who would disagree with her. She can be fierce when she wants to be. Yeah, she's still got a video. She's kept that fondly and all the rest of it. What I should have done in preparation is add some screenshots from that video, maybe. I'm sure your revenge would be swift and probably a lot more painful, to be fair. All right, it's a bit of a two-part question, actually. What would be your dream event if you could go to any rally anywhere in the world? Money, no object, and all the rest of it. Where would that be?
I'd absolutely love to like ride around the likes of Thailand and that area. Not so much as an event sort of thing, just to go there, ride around and enjoy the culture and the lifestyle that around that area, but whilst doing it on a motorbike, because there's a lot of places down there that you see and stuff where you wouldn't be able to reach them in a car or anything like that, so a little bike would be ideal for that sort of thing. And money no object, dream of what I'd love to do on a bike, that'd have to be it.
Yeah, cool. That sounds like a plan to me. I'll check that out. Go back over your side of the fence. Kind of same question on a different angle. The best nerdy event you've ever been to?
It's a bit upsetting because I was meant to be there like last weekend, which would be the SciFi Weekender, which is basically it's very similar to a motorbike rally, but it's a nerd event instead. So you go somewhere, you stay there for the entire weekend, you either camp, caravan, chalet, what have you, stay there for the entire weekend and get your nerd on. You get to meet celebrities from various different things. So one of this year was Robert Picardo, which not a lot of people probably know that are watching your channel. It was the Doctor from Star Trek Voyager. I was going to be meeting him this year. Very upsetting that I don't get to meet him. It's absolutely lovely.
The slaphead with the sideys.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, the bald hologram. The bald hologram.
Of course, yeah. Everybody should have one. The second part of that again, your dream event. Again, anywhere in the world, money no object. You've got tickets. What are those tickets?
It'd have to be the all access pass to Destination Star Trek, which is an event that's run all over the world, and it's done in London in the UK. It's basically a massive event similar to the SciFi Weekender, but everything's Star Trek. You've got Star Trek fans, Star Trek actors and actresses, and all sorts of different bits and bobs, all Star Trek related.
Yeah, cool.
The ideal dream would be something that entwined the two, which would be absolutely amazing, like a bike rally that was a sci-fi convention all at the same time.
I think the closest comparison that I can think of off the top of my head would be Wasteland Festival.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It's kind of like it's in the States, in a desert. I'm going to say Nevada desert because I don't know. It's like it gives you sort of like a feel of where it's set, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And if I suppose from a nerdy perspective, it'd be like Borderlands, Mad Max kind of feel to it. And to have access to this festival, you have to be in character. There's just no two. You could turn up in jeans and t-shirt and get away with it. It's like a full-on attitude, cosplay kind of thing. And if you're not familiar with it, and anybody watching, if you're not familiar with it, I highly, highly recommend that you check out YouTube videos for Wasteland Festival. I'm pretty sure it's called Wasteland Festival. Yeah, I mean, you'll know when you see the videos anyway. It just looks mind-blowing. But I think it's strange, actually. I thought you were going to say somewhere in the States. I genuinely did for a nerdy kind of event.
I did consider like actual proper like Comic-Con in Las Vegas and stuff like that. It'd be fantastic to go and do something like that, but I'd always want to come back to Star Trek was the original thing that got me into the nerdy culture, as it were. Started watching Star Trek when I was a little lad with my granddad, and then branched out from everything from there. It's like, oh, well, if you like Star Trek, you'll like Star Wars, and if you like Star Trek, you'll like this. And that's how it all started. So the roots and the beginnings of my being a nerd comes from Star Trek. So that's why I'd have to choose that. Yeah,
it's like the Netflix thing. People who watch this also like this kind of thing.
Yeah.
So many different rabbit holes there.
But also, I would be totally neglecting my part in a motorcycle club if I didn't say that something that does combine a little bit of nerdy and a lot of biker rally would be the Underworld Rally.
Yeah.
Which is run by Vernis MCC, which I'm a member of. If I didn't mention that'd be a very upsetting. But as an example for that, you know yourself because you've taken part in a few of them. There's always a little bit of a theme, and we've had themes in the past such as Star Wars, and this year it's Back to the Future. So, it'd be that's a great thing as well. It does kind of combine the two, which is why I love being a part of that so much as well.
Absolutely, yeah. I think a lot of bike events have given things, because it's just an excuse to dress up and act a prat. Because let's face it, what the scene's all about for our interpretation of what being a bike is all about. It is all about the crack, and obviously if you can act a prat, then it helps it as well. We certainly recommend the Underworld Rally. Do you want to plug the rally while you run?
Yeah, so the rally, Sorry?
You got any links to any social media or anything like that?
Yes, if you look for Vernis MCC on Facebook, and the website is vernismcc.mazello.com, and you can buy the tickets on there as well. 20 quid a ticket. A big thing that for this year, especially, I saw that you've got a T-shirt on your Facebook page. COVID-19 ruined my rally.
Yeah.
I saw that the other day, and there have been a lot of motorcycle events, nerd events, all sorts, sporting events, everything, all sorts cancelled due to the COVID-19 situation that we've got at the moment. The Underworld Rally so far, touch wood, is not one of those events because it is in August. So, it very, very, very well may be one of the only events that we get this year in terms of motorbike rallies and stuff like that.
Yeah. Let's keep fingers crossed. I mean, you're quite right. The Underworld Rally is a rally that's very, very close to my heart. I'll be there. Well, hopefully it's on, kind of thing. But I'll definitely be there this year. On that, it's kind of like not so much off on a tangent, but back to the bike side of life. Hopefully, I've heard whispers that sort of like come mid to late May, we're going to be getting back to some semblance of normality. Everything crossed for that. But as soon as lockdown's lifted, what is your first ride out?
It's got to be Barmouth. Me and 2-3 of my mates absolutely love the ride to Barmouth. We make an annual trip of it every year, just go down there camping and that sort of thing. That might not happen this year due to when the lockdown ends. We're going to have such a tight calendar and squeeze everything in, but we'll certainly be going down there for a ride. The route we take, if anyone wants to try it, a lot of bikers out there probably do it anyway. Take the 494 down past Bala Lake into Barmouth, and then head out towards Harlock. Get on the 498, brings you out at Capel Curig. You can stop off in Betsy for some fish and chips, and then head over the Denby Moors and then home from there. That's what I've got planned anyway.
Just give me a shout, man. I'm there. I'm so there. I'm itching to go on the lakes for some reason. I just said, get the boring bit of the journey out first, and shoot on motorways just as far north, and turn around when people start speaking Scottish, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Through the lakes and that, do a proper ride. And then obviously when you finish the fun bit, it's not too far to get home, kind of thing, and just take a tent and see what happens. But I'm sure you are as well. Incidentally, before I forget, what I'll do after this video, when this video gets published to the channel, I'll link up the rally and the social media. So if you can message me with all those details after this, I'll make sure that it gets stuck on the bottom of the video.
Fantastic.
On subject of bikes, I've got a Bandit again at the minute. I just love them. I keep coming back to Bandits, but
not another B King, no.
Hey?
Not the B King.
Not another big. Oh man, I've had two big kings now, and I'd have another one in a heartbeat. I absolutely adore it. Anyway, stop distracting me with sexiness.
Well, what I will distract you with as well, I'm sure everyone else would love to join in and taking the mickey out of you on this one as well, is Dave's absolute favourite bike in the world is a pan-European, isn't it, Dave?
Yeah, both of them. I'm European.
Yeah.
To be fair, though, I mean, I went from riding a B King to a pan-European. It's like going from riding a BMX to trying to bunny up a fucking space shuttle. It just couldn't possibly be more different bikes. I just loathe. In the 30 years of riding, it's the only bike I've loathed. that's the only reason that I can sort of like throw out a lifeline as to why I hated it, is because there's so much of a difference between the two bikes. But God, what a dull bike! Anyway, it took me away from the question I was going to ask, actually, which was obviously playing to your experience in bike sales and whatnot. What would you recommend for people watching a test ride?
For a test ride, I would absolutely 100% recommend a Royal Enfield Himalayan.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a bike that, if I'm being completely honest about it, not being a salesman, just being a biker that's completely honest about a bike,
yeah,
it doesn't do anything really well. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't blow your socks off with how fast it goes, how well it handles, or anything like that. But what it does do is it does everything okay.
Yeah.
Which, when you're spending £4,000 on something, doing everything okay, it is brilliant. You know, it's very capable off road. It's great on the road because of the handling and the capabilities and stuff like that of it. And it's so confidence inspiring when you do ride it off road that it's something that I think everyone should at least give a try, because you look at it and you think, oh, Royal Enfield, oh, and not really be fussed about it. But anyone that rides one will be thoroughly surprised. So to recommend a test ride for anyone, that's what I'd go with.
Yeah, there's a lot to be said for a brand new bike for £4,000, to be sure.
Yeah.
The ones that I've seen, and I've in fact, that's probably one for me test ride list for the channel. But it does look like a bike you can just abuse, and it'll just keep coming back for more. So bikes. So no, fair plays. Second, it's kind of the second part of that question, but slightly a different way of looking at things. If you had unlimited amount of money and you had a time machine to travel to any time in history, what would be the bike that you would get for yourself?
I'm going to be a little bit boring. It's a current bike, ZH2, without a shadow of a doubt. Something you'd probably enjoy as well, within previously owning a B King and loving that. It's, you know, I'm a salesman. I get to ride all of the up-to-date bikes. I get to ride everything and do whatever I want, pretty much, you know, with them.
Yeah.
It's the only bike I've ridden in the last like 4 or 5 years that I've gone, oh my God, I need this in my life.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, they're like £15,000. I'm not going to be able to get that anytime soon. But if I could have any bike, that'd have to be it. It's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, that's you're talking serious money for a bike like that, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a beautiful bike. In fact, I did an unboxing video not so long back. You've probably seen it for the ZH2. I completely cocked up the name I called it, but we won't go into that. It just looks the dog's danglies. It really does. But yeah, I think it's going to be one for a test ride rather than a purchase kind of thing. There's not many people can justify spending that kind of money on a bike.
Oh, no, definitely not, no. It takes me all the time to convince myself to spend £2,000 on a bike, let alone.
Yeah, I think it's normally a frigging lemon as well, isn't it?
Yeah. I bought a bike that's cost 4 figures. That's expensive.
Yeah. Yeah. 4 figures without a decimal point in, and they should definitely be a decimal point in the value of that frigging hornet.
It did, yeah, definitely.
We've all been there, mate. I bought a diversion once. It was absolute lemon, but there you go. You just chalk it up to experience and move on, don't you?
Absolutely, but you know, the thing is as well, I'm not by any way talking down cheap bikes either, because a lot of the time you can go out there and you can buy a bike for 500-600 quid that's got 9 months MOT on it, ride it for 9 months, then, oh no, it's going to fail its MOT, but I paid 500-600 quid for it, so I'll sell it to the next person for 300 quid and then go and buy another one.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, case in point, that's the Phaser 600 I got last year. I mean, even though I made a few quid on it when I sold it on, I paid, I'm not sure if the boss is watching this. 150 quid for it. Got 6 months out of it before I found out that I need a bigger bike, because the small engine bikes just brought the tits off me. Sold it to a mate who's quite happy with the deal, and it's still rocking and rolling. And I think he's going through the process of ratting it at the minute. So Fair play to him. I'm looking forward to getting it. That's another reason I'm looking forward to this lockdown being over, so I can shoot over and have a look what he's done to it.
Absolutely, yeah. And like you say, if you're going to rat a bike as well, you don't want to be spending much more than that on it. You know, if you're going to rat a bike, you definitely don't want to spend over £1,000 on it, do you?
No, exactly. It's one thing. I've always had a soft spot for rats anyway, because it's more of an evolution. The kind of everybody's bike. It's an individual thing, and usually it's happened over quite a period of time, and there's a story to be had. And all you need to do is talk to bikers who have rat bikes, and they can tell you the life of the bike, and it really has been a life of the bike. So we're going to kind of start wrapping this up. We've gone to 25 minutes now, but just going over to the Nerdy Biker channel. I believe you're in the process of setting up a YouTube channel yourself. And so what's the script with how far along's that, and where are your other kind of social media outlets?
So yeah, I've just like about 3 or 4 days ago set up a Nerdy Biker YouTube account, which I plan on doing a few different bits and bobs, both nerdy and biker sort of thing, reviews on bikes, reviews on video games, TV shows, that sort of thing. I've also recently started up a Twitch account. So just said then I'm doing a lot of gaming at the moment, so that's going to be a thing too. Eventually as well, I'm going to get a website up and running for the same things as well, a bit of blogging regarding nerdy stuff, biker stuff, reviews of bikes, even recommending of different routes and things like that to go out and take your bikes for a ride. It's one of the things a lot of my mates say is that my sense of direction and route planning as well can be particularly anal at times as well. Whenever we go out for a ride, I always end up leading, because they know that if I follow, I'm going to get upset because someone's taking a wrong turn. I'll be like, right, why didn't you go that way? Because that would have been more fun, sort of thing. So I always end up at the front. So part of that, I'm going to put some of my best routes up on the route planning as well for people to have a look at and maybe try out for themselves too.
Yeah. So on YouTube, we need to be looking for the Nerdy Biker, or just Nerdy Biker, or is it?
Just Nerdy Biker.
Nerdy Biker. Just to backtrack slightly, what's Twitch? I mean, I'm only really, really vaguely familiar with it.
So Twitch is very similar to YouTube in some ways. What you can do with Twitch is you can live stream video games. You can even live stream different IRL sort of things as well, which is in real life for those that don't know. So Twitch, a lot of people on Twitch will stream video games. They'll do talk shows, game shows. There's even some artists on there that when they get given commissions from people, they'll do a live stream of them doing the artwork and drawing the bits and bobs themselves. What I plan to do with it is just for now, just start doing a little bit of gameplays, a bit of walkthroughs and stuff like that for people that want to see that, and then maybe eventually branching out to a little more talk show type stuff as well.
Brilliant, nice one. I wish you all the very best for that. And like I say, after the video, when it saves up to YouTube, I'll stick your links for your social media and whatnot and all that kind of stuff. So if you send me that on, and I think we'll wrap it up there. Thanks very much indeed for joining me tonight, Mike.
Thanks very much. It's good to speak to someone outside of my household as well in the current times.
Real people.
Yay, human contact-ish.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll hook up before long anyway. Thanks very much indeed for watching. Everybody who's watching has watched this live, and everybody who's going to be watching it when it gets posted up to the YouTube channel. If you're not already subscribed, please consider subscribing using the subscribe button below this video. If you've got any questions for me, Mike, or any just general questions at all, stick them in the comment section and we'll get back to you as soon as humanly possible. Probably looking at getting another video up early next week, so stay tuned tune back in for that. And thanks very much indeed for watching, guys. I shall see you later, Mike. All the very best to you, pal.
Yeah, see you later.
See you later, guys.